We are visiting one of the worst national parks in all of America.
We're Danielle and Gunnar, two strangers that got married from TikTok, for real. Even though it was supposed to just be a quick little fun adventure, we ended up actually really liking each other and began traveling the country together. We just finished building out a schoolie to add to the fam, and now we're back on the road. The other day, we stumbled upon an article claiming that Congaree was the worst national park in the country. We also just so happened to be about an hour away from this so-called worst national park, so naturally we had to make the trip. Today we are here in South Carolina to see if Congaree is actually the worst national park or if we can have a good time here. I don't know, we seem to have a good time at the worst of the worst.
We are entering a national park, so...
Naturally.
National Park engage. First impressions of the park are that the traffic here is so low.
It feels like a state park.
When we were standing at that sign at the front for like 15 minutes, I think 2 cars passed us. So there's like no one here, it seems like. So the first thing you see when you walk into the park is the visitor center, and then right next to it is a mosquito meter, and it ranges from 1 to 6, 1 being all clear and 6 being a war zone. So that's good to look at right before you head out here, because it is basically just a swamp out here, so the mosquitoes are killer. But right after the visitor center, if you just keep walking straight, this is what the main attraction of Congaree National Park is, or where the most traffic is. It's like this boardwalk looking thing. And yeah, this is where you can get a view of everything that you can view.
Before we continue along showing you what the park has to offer, we do have to admit something. We only found out about this place yesterday.
We have no idea this place exists.
So we may talk like experts, but we've never even heard of this place before. The very second thing that we learned on this tour is that this mud is actually 8 feet deep.
The 8 feet of mud actually serves a purpose. It actually filters all this mucky water down here to keep the plain land more clean and the water in it clean as well, trapping pollutants and other bullshit.
This is probably the biggest cypress tree in the park. It's pretty cool actually, and we found out that all these little tombstone looking things are called knees. This was me giving finger quotes. And nobody really knows what the knees do for the trees, although it is believed that they're supposed to help with the structure during like high winds and floods. But they're really cool to look at nonetheless. Cypress wood is known as wood eternal because it is rot and water resistant, and so a lot of people in the 1800s used it for boats and roofs and anything and everything you could think of, and that is why they're so rare today. Was that an owl?
We definitely just heard.
That was an owl.
That definitely was an owl. Okay, so that was like the more like tame section of the park, like the part that's like everyone goes to. We're gonna get a little bit off the beaten path here, and we're gonna get in some water today.
There's a ton of signs in this parking lot that says there's been multiple break-ins recently, so naturally we have to lock everything in the safe. Also, I think we're gonna leave our diesel heaters running because they kind of make noise outside of the vehicle, and it's very quiet where we are, so you will definitely hear the noise outside. And maybe leave our outside lights on just so people think we're inside. Because honestly, if I came up to a vehicle and their outside lights were on and I heard noises coming from it, there's no chance I'm going up to it. This is the noise that the diesel heater makes. And it probably sounds a lot louder on the camera, but like, it's making a sound.
There we go! Hey-o! We added a little bit of an addition to the bus. The gentleman that hooked us up with this kayak was extremely stoked about me and Danielle's rigs. He even popped his head inside and took some pics of us.
Very nice. Incredible. Yeah, I think it'll fit in there fine.
Awesome. But we're about to go make him proud on the river right now. We got this Smexy double-seater kayak. He said it's about $1,000, so don't lose it. He said don't damage it. Are you gonna be able to do this?
How far do we gotta go with this? Maybe you can back the bus down.
Yep, the back's definitely heavier.
Okay, that was not bad.
Nice, yeah.
Hopefully it works.
All right. Prepare for takeoff.
Off we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Are you just like thrusting? You just are about to hit me in the head.
Okay, we're in.
We're in? Oh,
We're in.
we're going the wrong way. We're going the wrong way.
And just like that, we're on the river, baby. The sun is setting. It took us so long to get out here, but we're here now, and we're just paddling.
This
Danielle, what
is
up?
so nice. It's so nice that we're the only ones here. Like, I definitely recommend coming in the off season.
It's actually really beautiful. There's like this eerie feeling because it's just like all brown. There's almost no green except the just like little plants on the side. But there's something about those knees that stick out of the ground that just makes it even more eerie than before. It just doesn't look natural or feel natural that those are there. Yeah, most of these trees are just living straight out of the river here. It's pretty wild.
Faster. At the visitor center, it showed us what kind of creatures are living in these waters. And there was definitely snakes, some really big fish.
Massive poisonous snakes.
Yeah. And so far we haven't seen anything. So I don't know if snakes hibernate.
And there's also sometimes alligators.
So we haven't seen anything yet. No flops out of the water. But it is winter, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We slept here in this little parking lot where the kayak launch was last night, and it was really nice. Nobody bothered us. There's no trespassing signs, and it has little baby bathrooms over there, which is perfect for morning coffee, if you know what I mean.
At the canoe launch that morning when we were packing up, there was a small gathering of people having a meeting with the park ranger. We later came to find out that everyone there were local outfitters that use the Congaree River for their businesses. We ended up pulling one aside for an interview.
That works for me. Dude, I am a bus guy too. Tell me about it. How'd you get it? What'd you do? How much you pay for it? How much you pay for this thing?
So we were traveling in that ambulance for a while.
Right. I saw that too. I was like, yeah! I know what's going on over here.
Me and my wife.
And this is Katie. And I'm Michael Mayo. This is Katie. She's my operations manager.
Nice to meet you, Katie.
Yeah, my name's Michael Mayo. Michael, Mayo, Mayo. I'm the owner of Palmetto Outdoor. We're a tubing, kayak, and canoe outfitter here in West Columbia, South Carolina. We also have a sister company, Palmetto Experience, located in Columbia, that also facilitates, event activities and things like that incorporated with the river.
What would you say to the people who say that this might not be the best national park?
What makes this area different than all these other places? And it's the Spanish moss. This region is the only place where you can see Spanish moss draping over Russian rapids that eventually empties into the floodplain, which is where the Congaree National Park is. And so when these rivers swell to immense levels and the rapids are huge, it then gets past Columbia and hits that floodplain. And that's what has created Congaree National Park. You haven't experienced the essence of the park until you've come out here and not only tried it out by boardwalk, but also by boat. There are two entirely different landscapes out here. So certainly for any individual who doesn't think this is really a great park or who don't appreciate this park, you gotta give it one more shot. Come back out here and try a different trail. But other than that, this park is perfect. When it's over 50 degrees outside and sunny, you need to be in Congaree National Park.
After talking to Mike, I came out here one last time into like the main boardwalk part. Just thinking about like some of the things that he was telling me, and there really is this kind of crazy beauty here to it where like I've been sitting here for like 5 to 10 minutes now and not one person's passed me, and there's really something to be said about just being alone and like having a low traffic national park, and I almost feel more just like immersed in whatever's going on. I feel like I can truly take in the park for what it is without like being elbow to elbow and have like 50 people taking pictures of one thing, and it feels so much more real, and like I can be more grateful and appreciative for the environment around me, and I really think there's something to be said about that. Alright, so Danielle is actually 2.5 hours south of me right now. She is getting her teeth cleaned at a dentist. We've been trying to get this done for a second now. But I'm going to meet up with her and we'll get a final review on the worst park. Okay, so first things first, I really think this park had a tremendous amount of beauty to it, and I would highly recommend going there if you're on the fence about it.
But we can also see why this was rated the lowest, because it's up against places like Arches and, you know, Yosemite and Yellowstone, and it's kind of hard to beat places that are just like that crazy. The
self-guided tour that they offered though was very cool, and you don't need like a tour guide like you might in a bigger national park. You can just take the pamphlet and walk for yourself. You don't gotta deal with anyone. You can really just be alone and with nature.
I think maybe our video could have captured it a little bit better if we were in the on season, but I do think going in the off season is still pretty cool because there was nobody there and you get to just have the whole place to yourself.
All in all, great experience there. Would definitely go again. Tremendous amount of beauty, low quantity of people there. So check it out for yourself, I guess, is what I meant to say. Thanks so much for watching this week, and like and subscribe for us. It's a free gift. We'd really appreciate it. And have a great day.